Right, I need to tell you something about your pension that literally nobody is talking about. 2 million British workers are walking away from free money every single day and they have no idea it's happening. I'm talking about £30,000, £50,000, even £150,000 in some cases. Just gone. My name is James and I run Finance Fuel, and I've spent the last 6 months digging into pension data from the Office for National Statistics and the Financial Conduct Authority, and what I found genuinely shocked me. Most people think they understand their pension. They pay in a bit, their employer matches it, maybe they get some tax relief and that's it. But here's the thing. The system is basically broken and it's costing you a fortune. By the way, if you're over 20 and you've got a job, this is going to hurt to watch because statistically you're probably making one of these 5 mistakes right now. Let me start with the first problem. Pension contribution matching. This is the biggest one. Right now in the UK, employers are supposed to match your contributions up to at least 3%. But here's what's actually happening. The average UK worker is only putting in 4% when they could be putting in significantly more and getting serious money back. Think about it like this. If you earn £35,000 a year and you put in 4%, that's £1,400. Your employer matches it. That's £2,800 going into your pension. Sounds alright, right? Wrong. You could have put in 8%, got the full match, and had £5,600 going in instead. You just left £1,400 on the table. That's actual money your employer was willing to give you that you didn't take. And here's the micro cliffhanger. Wait until you hear what happens to that missing money over 30 years. Compounding. This is where it gets serious. If you leave that £1,400 behind every single year for 30 years, and it grows at an average of 5% annually like pensions typically do, you're not missing out on £1,400. You're missing out on £135,000. £135,000. That's a car, a holiday home down payment, actual life-changing money, and you've just left it. The second massive mistake is tax relief confusion. This one is absolutely wild because the government is literally trying to give you money and most people just ignore it. Here's how it works. When you put money into a pension, the government gives you tax relief. If you earn above £20,000 a year and you're a basic rate taxpayer, you get 20% of your contribution back from the government automatically. If you're a higher rate taxpayer earning between £50,000 and £125,000, you get another 20% on top of that because you pay 40% tax. But most people don't claim it. Most higher earners especially don't claim it properly. You could be entitled to hundreds of pounds in extra relief that's just sitting there unclaimed. And then here's the kicker. If you're self-employed, you've got to claim it yourself on your tax return. Loads of self-employed people don't even know this exists. Let's do the math. If you're a higher rate taxpayer earning £70,000 and you put in £5,000 a year into your pension, you get £1,000 in tax relief from basic rate. But you can claim another £1,000 because you're in the 40% bracket. That's £2,000 a year. Over 30 years, that's another £60,000 you've accidentally turned down. Micro cliffhanger number 2. But wait, it gets worse when you actually retire. The third problem is pension drawdown timing, and that's where people make catastrophic errors. Right now, if you've got a private pension, you can access it from age 55. That's brilliant. You can retire early, take your money, do whatever you want. Except the timing of when you take it matters absolutely insanely. Here's the thing. If you take your whole pension pot out in one go when you're 55, it all counts as income in that tax year. You might push yourself into a higher tax bracket accidentally and pay way more tax than you needed to. But if you spread it over several years using pension drawdown, you pay significantly less tax overall. Let's say you've got a £200,000 pension. If you take it all out at 55 in a lump sum on top of your other income, you might pay £50,000 in tax. But if you take £20,000 a year over 10 years while you're still earning other income, you pay maybe £20,000 total. That's £30,000 you've saved just by being smart about timing. The FCA has found that only 16% of people planning to retire use an advisor to sort this out. 84% are just winging it. 84%. That's the mistake. Section 4 is about pension pots sitting in the wrong place entirely. This is criminal, really. You might have pensions from different jobs. A pension from a job you had 5 years ago, maybe another from 8 years ago, plus your current workplace pension. Most people just leave them all separate. Dormant. Growing at different rates with different fees being charged. The problem is you're paying fees to like for different pension providers instead of one. If you've got 4 pensions and each one charges you 0.5% in fees annually, that's costing you something like £800 a year if your total pension pot is £400,000. But if you consolidate it into one pension, you might pay £300. That £500 difference sounds small until you realise over 30 years with compound growth you've lost out on £25,000. Plus, dormant pensions sometimes don't perform as well because they're forgotten about. You're not rebalancing them. You're not moving funds around to match your risk appetite as you age. The government's pension tracing service can help you find old pensions. It's completely free, but barely anyone uses it. Micro cliffhanger 3. But the absolute worst mistake is still coming. The final one is about the lifetime allowance, and honestly this one catches high earners out all the time, even though technically the lifetime allowance was abolished in April 2023. But here's the thing. If you built up rights before that date, you might still have issues. Let me explain. Before April 2023, there was a limit on how much you could have in a pension over your lifetime before you got hammered with tax. The limit was £1 million. If you went over it when you retired or accessed it, they'd tax the excess at 55%. That's absolutely brutal. Even though it's been scrapped, old cases are still being sorted and some people haven't even realized they had tapered allowances or enhanced protections. If you're over 40 and you've been in a decent pension scheme, you might have been affected and you might have money you could claim back or protection you didn't know you had. The DWP and the Treasury are still processing cases from years ago. People are finding out they overpaid tax and getting refunds of £15,000, £20,000, even £30,000. But they've got to claim it. They've got to know to claim it. Right, here's what you actually do about this starting today. First, find out what you're contributing to your pension. Ring your employer's HR department if you need to. Figure out if you're getting the full match. If you're not, increase your contributions immediately. That's free money. Second, if you're a higher rate taxpayer, check with an accountant about claiming full tax relief. It costs nothing and it saves thousands. Third, use the government's pension tracing service at the website and consolidate your old pensions into one good one. Fourth, if you're over 40, check if you had any lifetime allowance implications and claim back any overpaid tax. These 4 things will probably add up to £30,000, £50,000 or even more over your lifetime. That's life-changing money. Next week I'm breaking down the specific pension providers you should be using and the ones you should absolutely avoid. 2 providers are basically charging you double what everyone else does. I'm going to name them. You don't want to miss that.